So, how someone performs in an interview isn't necessarily a reflection of how they will perform in a job or in a speaking opportunity or whatever we're talking about. And by not allowing people who are highly sensitive, neurodivergent, who are delayed processors, we're not delayed, we're processing 40% information. 40% more information on average. That's not a delay, that's a double processing, right? So, but when we don't receive questions in advance, we can feel like we're put on the spot. And something about neurodivergent people that doesn't get talked about enough, that performance is real for us because we feel like we have to perform, we have to show up, we have to act in a certain way to risk when it comes to getting opportunities, whether it's finding a client or getting a job or uh, speaking gig, whatever that might be. We feel like we have to a certain performance threshold. So that puts pressure on us. The other day, I got a new phone. Was probably an iPhone. And we had a tech come to us to set up our phones. I have a monster pimple right here. I'm just touching. Anyway, we had a tech come to the house to set up our phones. And the tech literally asked me, "What is your iPhone password?" My iPhone password that I put in 40 times a day. And my mind went blank. I couldn't remember my password to save my life. I enter this password multiple times a day, every day. Performance anxiety. My brain went, nope. My brain wanted to protect me by freezing. And this is just one example of this happening. And it happens so many times for us in interviews. It happens on podcasts. It happens when we're asked something that we're not prepared to answer. And there's only so much interview prep and something you can do. Sometimes you're going to be taken aback by something, or there's going to be some other kind of sensory input that's going to distract you from the question that you're being asked. So it's an unfair advantage that the neuronormative population has in interviews, has in any kind of conversation being asked, having an information speech. When you're being asked for you're being asked, 3, you're being asked a question, you may or may not be able to respond in an intelligent way to based on the sensory environment that you're in. Maybe right when the question was asked, or your dog barked, or your kid was screaming downstairs and you heard during the interview and you got distracted. So, what can we do to level the playing field? Well, there's a couple of things. And one of those things is offering questions in advance because it's not necessarily that we need to really prepare for a question, but it's that we need to be aware of the questions that are coming so that we can sort of mentally jog our memories. Because at any given time, we're processing on average 40% more information. Sensory input, information, the environment, questions, whatever's happening going on around us can be pretty overwhelming. So, I would love to know if you have experienced this, if you've been in an interview, you've just felt totally sidelined or like blindsided, is what I'm trying to say, or just someone's asked you something and you've gone blank, or you've had someone ask you a question that's completely blank. Let's think this dialogue. Let's just, I'd love to unpack with you.